At age 19, I quit my engineering degree to become a personal trainer. At age 22, I was making 6 figures a year as a personal trainer with 0 gym rent. At age 23, I have my own garage gym. I got kicked out of that gym because I had a sauna and ice bath in there and my landlord thought I was growing weed. That then led me to opening first arts gym with my partner Kira that got fully booked, won multiple awards. Then we took on the biggest project of our life at age 26, with my partner being 24. It was the hardest project of our life so far. We renovated a broken building with a tree coming in through the roof and nearly falling through the first floor. But now we are Bath's #1 rated independent gym. We are at near capacity and we've just opened our city's first free calisthenics park. My name is Ollie Chick and this is what I learned from being a gym owner. Number 1, you're always in a different industry than you think you are. For example, if you think of the supplement industry, if you make a really good supplement, it's probably going to be illegal. When you get into this, you're probably thinking, oh, I can't wait to do all of the biology and the compounds and all the stuff behind the scenes. In reality, it's simply just branding because you all get the same stuff. You just have to utilize placebo as much as possible to make your stuff feel like it works better. In reality, the gym industry is the same. When I first got into personal training and the gym industry, I thought it was all going to be about programming. I couldn't wait to write out periodized programs, strength sessions, help my clients with their form and their technique. And yeah, 100% that is part of it. But the big part of fitness is simply just behavior change. You have to get really, really good at sales and marketing, which really is behavior change. Why don't people take action and how can you help them in order to make that change in their life? At first, this kind of really annoyed me. I was like, oh, I really want to do the programming. I really want to get people strong. When actually, at the end of the day, I realized that helping people help themselves is so much more impactful and valuable than just helping people with programming, macros, or motivation. And so my little tip when it comes to behavior change is you can't tell people to change, but you can ask them the right questions which can lead them to a conclusion that they have to change. And when you present the right offer to them, they can step into that offer. Number 2, the fastest way to kill your passion is by making it a career. When I first got into personal training when I was age 19, I was in second year of university and I hated my degree. I was doing engineering and architecture and I just didn't really enjoy it. But I was big into fitness. I used to love it. When I was a kid, I had multiple addictions, depression, and I was actually obese as a kid. Fitness saved me. And getting into it, learning all the stuff, reading all the books, consuming all the YouTube videos, using myself as a guinea pig, it got to a point where people started asking me, how did you do this? Like, how are you deadlifting this much? How are you in good shape? What are you doing when it comes to your training? It saved me and I wanted to pass that gift on to other people. When I was around it all day, doing 40 hours a week of personal training, 20 hours a week of online classes, launching my first small gym, 2 things happened. Number 1, my passion for fitness kind of turned into business in a way, but also I looked behind the scenes and I realized that fitness really was just behavior change and all I needed to do was just to help people and the programming didn't really matter. I was having a really good conversation about this the other day with a friend. The more you get into a subject and the deeper that you go, like into the fringes of it, you realize that actually you just bring it right back to basics and you just simplify it. So for example, in nutrition and fitness, you can look into periodization, you can look into macros, you can look into the literal mechanisms of how to build muscle. When in reality, you just need to eat less, move more, eat more protein, make sure your sleep is good and look after the basics and you'll be 90% of the way there. As a gym owner, I actually lost my passion for fitness. I even got to a point of actually starting to resent it. I remember having to literally go to classes just to force myself to do anything. I actually got really out of shape. I looked at myself in the mirror and I just did not recognize that person. I was pale. I was putting the business first, because I was working every hour of the day, I said to myself, well, I've got 1 hour free. Am I going to do this and work on this massive fire that's burning, or am I going to put it into myself? And at the end of the day, what I realized was, no. If I do put that hour into myself, and more than just 1 hour, if I actually put myself first, then actually I can bring myself more to the business. And that actually brings me to the last point. So I love it again because I've actually taken a very deliberate step back from the day-to-day running of the gym. I'm loving training. I'm loving doing that stuff. And this brings me to my third point, which is I learned to work on the business rather than in it. When I was doing 60 hours a week as a PT, and then when we opened our first Arch gym, Kira and I, we were doing all of the sessions. I was doing all of the sales. I was doing all of the marketing. I was doing all of the programming. I was doing all of the billing, sharing it with Kira. And don't get stuck in this trap of being a low-paid employee for yourself, right? Because I was just doing all of the hours. I was doing all of the classes. We were very, very, very fortunate that we joined a program that had helped 4,000 gyms. We paid a lot of money for it, and I'll come to that in another video. They helped us to understand that you need to get off the gym floor as fast as you can, because there are big fires and there are small fires. Yes, 100%. People who came for us in the Arches want to come to the gym for Ollie and Kira, right? But in reality, no one else is going to be working on finding the money for your stuff, working on marketing, working on the next big project, working on programming, working on the bigger things. There are big fires and there are small fires in business. And if you can hire someone to figure out the small fires so that you can work out the big fires, then do it every single day of the week. And we cut once and we cut deep, and I no longer coach on the gym floor for that exact reason. Because as well, if you do this for a long time, I actually met not a gym owner, but a beauty salon owner, and she was in her 40s, and she's like, I can't get out of the business because everyone just comes to me for these things and no one else can do it like me. And sure, you're right, 100%, but also no one can grow your beauty salons 10 salons when you're... No, that's not true. You can hire someone to do the marketing, you can hire someone to do sales, but it's usually a lot harder. It's a lot easier to find coaches. It's a lot easier to find cleaners. It's a lot easier to find managers to help you run your gym. And so my rule was, if someone else can do it, even to 80% of my ability, hire it out, even if it means tanking your profit. And we barely made any profit for the first 2 to 3 years of running all of these, the gyms and the PT and everything. Even when at age 21, I was on over 6 figures. It was mad. So you have to work on the big fires because no one else will. This is a bonus point. And this is a shout out to Kira. I'm very much marketing, sales. I'm the talker. I'm the visionary. I'm the entrepreneur. Kira is the operator. She's the manager. She's the finances. If you get into business with a business partner and you're both the same, then I don't think it will work. I think the reason why Cali Unity has worked so well is because Kira and I are opposites. And I'm the yang to her yin. It's really helped us because she can work on all the things that I'm bad at, and also vice versa. So that's just a little side thing. I think find a business partner that is the opposite to you. And if they're not opposites, I'd make it a conscious choice to make sure that you find what you're good at, you double down on that, and then you try and hire out what you're bad at. So guys, look, hopefully you got some value from that. If you are an aspiring personal trainer, or you're currently a PT or a gym owner, and you want to see that everything that I've learned from being a PT and gym owner, you can join our completely free community below. It's called the Cali Academy. I filmed a completely free course. I think it's over 50 hours, taking you from not being qualified to getting your first 10 clients, how I made over 6 figures a year with 0 gym rent, full profit, how I did it with no ads. and also how I taught calisthenics and bodyweight training, and eventually to opening your own space just like I did. And if you're not qualified yet, you want to become a PT, book a call with me below or in that school community. We are now actually an official registered training center in the UK. So we're opening up slots soon to help you become level 2 and level 3 qualified. So guys, as always, I respond to any of the comments. Please leave them below, any questions. I appreciate you all. Thank you for spending your time with me, and hopefully you learned something about being a gym owner.